I mean, I don't know exactly like what you're going to be comfortable talking about, but everybody keeps saying that you were the trigger man. Is that accurate?
Next question.
Can't talk about that.
Let's talk about that.
Why did he end up getting shot anyway? Like, why? Especially
I don't feel like the drugs was part of the situation. I just feel like, I don't know, we was just kids, being kids from the hood. Too much movement. That's all, too much movement.
Yo, listen up, because what I'm about to tell y'all will have you on the edge of your seat. The streets of New York are buzzing like never before, and trust me, this one's messy. Word on the block is that the man behind the tragic death of the late Pop Smoke, yeah, the same Pop Smoke whose music had us all vibbin', has finally been caught, but not in the way anyone expected. What started as a quiet tip turned into a full-blown chaos, and emotions ran high as soon as the news broke. People are shocked, fans are outraged, and the family, well, let's just say they're left divided and questioning everything they thought they knew. Here's the kicker, this wasn't your typical police bust. Nah fam, we're talking New York goons, street-level justice, and a showdown that felt like it came straight out of a rap video. Reports say the suspect tried to lay low, thinking the city had forgotten, but the streets never forget. Witnesses say the scene got heated real quick, yelling, running, and even some wild accusations that had everyone looking over their shoulders. People on the scene said, "I've never seen anything like this, he got caught lacking and it was messy." Fans flooded social media, some crying, some celebrating, and some just in total disbelief. And yo, it gets even crazier. Sources hint that there's more to this story than meets the eye. Allegiances are shifting, hidden messages are surfacing, and insiders claim this could spark a whole chain reaction in the rap game and the streets alike. If you thought Pop Smoke's story ended the night he passed, think again. This is just the beginning. By the time you hear the full story, you're gonna have opinions, questions, and probably some jaw-dropping moments you did not see coming. Stay tuned, because what happens next, it's pure chaos, drama, and the kind of street-level showdown that makes headlines for weeks. Yo, fam, buckle up, because this first chapter of the story is straight up wild. It all started late one night in Brooklyn when rumors started swirling that the man accused of Pop Smoke's murder had been spotted trying to blend into the city, thinking no one would notice him. But in New York, there's no hiding. Sources on the block tell us he was spotted near a small corner deli, sipping coffee like nothing happened, but the streets had eyes. And let me tell you, emotions ran high the second someone recognized him. "I swear I almost didn't believe it was him at first," said Marcus, a local who was standing on the corner when the suspect walked by. "I saw him and my stomach just dropped. Everyone around me started whispering. You could feel the tension in the air. It was like the city itself was holding its breath." By the time word got out, it spread faster than wildfire. Social media exploded with fans tagging the NYPD, tagging local street crews, even tagging each other like, "Yo, he's right here, come through." But here's where it gets crazy. The suspect didn't even know he was being watched. According to eyewitnesses, he stepped out, pulled out his phone, and started scrolling through messages, completely unaware that a small crew of street enforcers had circled the block. These weren't just any goons, they were rumored to have ties with multiple NY rap stars, some even claiming they owed loyalty to Pop Smoke's legacy. "I heard they were waiting for him," said Tiffany, another witness. "They didn't even need weapons at first, just seeing him, they yelled, 'Yo, we know what you did.' And suddenly he went from thinking he was slick to running for his life." The dude had no clue it was coming. And yo, fam, the chase that followed, unreal. Picture this, a crowded Brooklyn street at 11 p.m., cars honking, fans screaming, a suspect trying to dodge everyone while street cameras and phones captured everything. People were yelling, "He got caught lacking," and this is for Pop Smoke. Some fans started crying right there, screaming into their phones, "This is justice," while others were furious, saying the goons had no right to take matters into their own hands. It was at this point that the first real confrontation happened. Sources say the suspect tried to fight his way through, but the crew was relentless. And here's the kicker, a heated verbal exchange went down that fans are still talking about. One of the street enforcers, a tall guy named Deshaun, reportedly yelled, "You thought you could take him and run. Brooklyn, don't forget." The suspect snapped back, "I didn't do it." "You got the wrong guy." The chaos attracted everyone around, the deli workers, a few late-night pedestrians, even a cab driver who stopped his car to record what was unfolding. "Emotions ran high, like literally you could feel it vibrating through the streets," said one witness. "I've been here 30 years and I've never seen a scene that raw. By this time, word of the incident had reached Pop Smoke's inner circle. Reports say his family, still mourning, were hit with the news and reactions were mixed. Some celebrated what they called street justice, while others feared it might spiral out of control. "It's like the city split into two," said a family friend. "Half of them were cheering, half of them were crying, they were left divided. And yo, the drama doesn't stop there." According to insider sources, the suspect didn't just have a past linked to Pop Smoke's case. He apparently had connections with some lesser-known figures in the New York rap scene who had their own grudges. Fans are shocked to hear that some of these figures allegedly started throwing accusations on social media, claiming, "He's not the only one involved." And this goes deeper than you think. Suddenly, what seemed like a simple catching of a suspect turned into a multi-layered street saga. It was during this turmoil that the suspect reportedly got cornered in an abandoned lot behind a small music studio. And fam, the details here are wild. According to multiple eyewitnesses, the suspect was pleading, "Yo, I swear I didn't kill him. I swear," while the crew circled him like vultures. One of the enforcers allegedly whispered, "We ain't here to talk, we're here to make sure you don't run again." And then, in a move that shocked everyone watching, a loud argument erupted among the street crew itself. Some wanted to turn him over to the cops, others wanted their own form of payback. "I couldn't believe what I was seeing," said Malik, who was filming on his phone. "They were arguing in front of him, yelling at each other, and he's just there, sweating bullets, realizing he's trapped." The tension was unreal, but here's where the first twist hit. The suspect reportedly managed to escape briefly through a side alley, leaving fans screaming in disbelief. Social media went insane. Tweets like, "He's running again," and "Brooklyn is a war zone tonight," were trending within minutes. Some even claimed that Pop Smoke's ghost was haunting the block, with messages like, "Pop Smoke never forgets," trending across Instagram stories and TikTok clips. Now you know a story like this doesn't stay quiet for long. Rumors began circulating that the suspect had tried to bribe someone within the crew, which led to another heated confrontation. One of the goons allegedly shouted, "You think money gonna save you? That's disrespect. That's not how we do it in Brooklyn." This moment reportedly caused a split in the crew, with some members insisting on turning him into authorities while others wanted to deal with him themselves. Meanwhile, the city itself was in chaos. Local news vans started showing up, fans were camping near the scene, and the suspect's brief escape only added fuel to the fire. People were tweeting, "This is like a rap movie, I can't even," and "Brooklyn streets don't play." The atmosphere was electric, tense, and completely unpredictable. And yo, let's not forget the human side of this mess. Pop Smoke's family, who had already been through unimaginable pain, were now being pulled into this spectacle. Sources close to the family say the emotions ran higher than anyone expected. Tears, anger, and frustration mixed together as they tried to process what was happening. "It was like being back in the worst night of our lives," said a family member. "We didn't want revenge, we wanted justice, and now it's chaos." But just when you think this story couldn't get any crazier, another twist came in. Some insiders claim that one of the crew members had a secret agenda. He allegedly saw the situation as a way to boost his own street credibility, and whispers began that he might leak videos or stories to the media. This fueled paranoia among the rest of the crew and fans alike. Suddenly, everyone was questioning loyalties, who could be trusted and who was playing their own game, and that's how this saga ends, on a high note of chaos, confusion, and street-level drama. The suspect is on the run, the crew is divided, Pop Smoke's family is emotionally shattered, and the city is watching. Fans are glued to their phones, wondering what's real and what's rumor, and the streets are buzzing with anticipation. Stay tuned, because the next chapter is where things get even messier. There are secret alliances, shocking betrayals, and jaw-dropping confrontations waiting to unfold. And trust me, fam, you do not want to miss it. Yo, fam, if you thought one was wild, buckle up, because takes this story to a whole new level. The suspect's brief escape didn't last long. Sources tell us that within hours, New York goons had tracked him down again, this time in a sketchy warehouse in Bushwick. But here's the twist: when they arrived, it wasn't just him. Word on the streets is he wasn't alone. A couple of mysterious figures showed up, rumored to be his backup, and things got tense real quick. Fans are shocked because nobody expected him to have allies willing to risk it all. Eyewitnesses say the moment the suspect saw the crew, his backup tried to intervene. "It was like a movie, yo," said one witness. Shots of adrenaline, yelling, people screaming. The suspect's boys were like, "Back off," and the street crew just stared them down. But the crew wasn't intimidated. Deshaun, the same guy who cornered him before, reportedly shouted, "Nobody comes in here and plays us. You think you're untouchable? Now, this is where things get messy." Allegedly, one of the suspect's supposed allies flipped mid-scene. A guy named Rico, who was part of the backup, suddenly pulled out his phone and started recording, saying, "This is proof. They need to see who's really responsible." Fam, you can feel the tension through the streets just hearing that. Betrayal like that, it's cold. And insiders claim this video clip ended up online within an hour, causing social media to explode again. Fans were commenting, "Yo, he got played," and "Brooklyn never sleeps, never forgets." Meanwhile, inside the warehouse, emotions ran even higher. The suspect, now panicking, reportedly yelled, "Yo, Rico, what are you doing? You can't do this." But Rico allegedly shrugged and said, "I'm keeping my neck safe. You've been running. I'm done with you." Fam, that moment reportedly broke the crew's unity. Some of them wanted to take the suspect out then and there. Others were suddenly arguing whether to call the cops. The family of Pop Smoke, watching from afar, was reportedly torn, half hoping justice would finally be served, half terrified it would turn violent. And yo, the drama only escalates. While the standoff was happening, rumors began circulating that the suspect had ties to another NY rapper who had been quietly feuding with Pop Smoke before his death. This added another layer to the chaos. Fans on Twitter were losing it, speculating, is this a personal vendetta and Brooklyn beef spilling into the streets? Insiders even claimed that some members of Pop Smoke's fanbase were forming their own street crews to confront the suspect. Can you imagine that? Emotions ran high, and now it wasn't just about revenge, it was about loyalty, respect, and legacy. At one point, things got so heated that someone in the warehouse reportedly threatened, "I don't care if the cops show up, this ends tonight." Fam, the energy was out of control. People were yelling, crying, and accusing each other of being fake. The suspect, realizing he had no escape, allegedly tried to negotiate. "I swear I didn't do it, I'm innocent," he pleaded. But insiders say the crew wasn't buying it. "In Brooklyn, you can't just say you're innocent," one witness told us. "Actions speak louder than words." And then comes the first shocking twist. Out of nowhere, a figure believed to be connected to Pop Smoke's management team reportedly arrived at the scene. Word is, they had intel suggesting the suspect was planning to disappear completely, and they weren't about to let that happen. According to sources, this person, known only as T-Money, stepped in and said, "Yo, we handle this our way. Nobody touches him." Fam, imagine the tension in the warehouse after that. Suddenly, the crew's authority was challenged, and arguments broke out faster than anyone could process. This led to a wild internal debate among the crew. Some were like, "We don't bow to nobody." Others argued, "Yo, calm down. Let them handle it. This isn't just about street cred anymore." It was like watching a reality TV show unfold in real time, but with life or death stakes. Eyewitnesses said people were pacing, whispering to each other, and glaring like daggers. The air was thick with paranoia and fear. Now, here's where it gets even crazier. Allegedly, the suspect had a secret stash of information, dirt on some of the city's underground rap drama that could have ruined multiple careers. When some of the crew found out, tempers exploded. One of the enforcers reportedly shouted, "Yo, if he talks, we all go down," and another reportedly countered, "Then we shut him up before that happens." Fam, you could literally feel the suspense. It was like the entire city was holding its breath. Social media exploded again as snippets of the confrontation leaked online. Fans were commenting, "This is insane. Somebody call the cops," and "Brooklyn streets don't play with traitors." Some even speculated that the suspect's backup might try a daring rescue. The tension was real, and emotions ran higher than ever. Amidst all this, Pop Smoke's family reportedly made a shocking public statement. According to insiders, they urged fans to stay calm, saying, "We want justice, not more violence. Please let the law handle it." But as you can imagine, that statement didn't sit well with some of the street crews. Eyewitnesses said a heated argument broke out about whether the family's plea was a betrayal of street code. And yo, the twists just kept coming. While everyone was arguing, one of the suspect's backup, another member named Jamal, apparently tried to make a deal with T-Money. Sources claim he whispered, "I can give you everything you want, but let him go." Fam, the audacity. But insiders say T-Money wasn't having it. According to reports, he said, "We do this clean. No deals, no games." Brooklyn remembers. That moment reportedly silenced the room for a full minute, with everyone just staring at each other, realizing this wasn't just a street fight anymore. It was about reputation, legacy, and power. Just when the dust seemed to settle, another bombshell hit. Sources claim that one of the crew members leaked to the press that the suspect might not have acted alone in Pop Smoke's murder. Allegedly, there were whispers of a second party, a mysterious figure who orchestrated some of the events from the shadows. Fans are shocked, and now conspiracy theories started flying like wildfire. Comments like, "It goes deeper than we thought," and "Who's really behind this?" dominated social media. Eyewitnesses say that the suspect, sensing the walls closing in, broke down completely. "I didn't do it." "You don't understand," he reportedly screamed, but no one listened. Emotions ran high, some even crying, and the family reportedly watched from afar, torn between relief that he was finally caught and fear for what might happen next. And fam, the chaos didn't end there. The crew, T-Money, the suspect, and his remaining allies all eventually ended up outside the warehouse. Eyewitnesses say it looked like a battlefield, cars, people yelling, fans taking videos, the city buzzing like never before. And as the night dragged on, the suspect reportedly got cornered one final time, surrounded by a mixture of street enforcers and Pop Smoke's management team. According to reports, someone said, "Tonight, justice gets served one way or another." Wraps up, the scene had reached peak drama. The suspect was out of options, loyalties had shifted multiple times, family emotions were at an all-time high, and fans were glued to their screens. Social media was ablaze with theories, debates, and fan reactions ranging from "finally" to "this is too much." And here's the thing, this chapter ends on a cliffhanger. The suspect is cornered, but what happens next? Does the crew take justice into their own hands? Does law enforcement intervene? Or does a hidden player swoop in and change everything? The suspense is real, and fans are losing their minds waiting to see the fallout. Yo, fam, if you thought the tension was crazy, takes it straight over the edge. The suspect was cornered outside the warehouse, surrounded by a mix of street enforcers, Pop Smoke's management team, and his dwindling backup. Everyone was on edge. Eyewitnesses say the air was electric with fear, anger, and anticipation. Phones were out, streaming live, fans screaming, and the streets were buzzing like never before. The suspect, clearly desperate, reportedly fell to his knees, pleading, "Please, you don't understand, I didn't do it." But Deshaun, the tall enforcer who had been chasing him since the corner deli, reportedly leaned in close and said, "Yo, Brooklyn doesn't care what you say. Words mean nothing here, actions, that's all we respect." Fam, imagine the chills going down your spine hearing that. The energy was intense, like the calm before a hurricane. Then comes the first explosive twist of this chapter. Sources claim that one of the suspects' backup, Jamal, made a move no one saw coming. He allegedly lunged toward T-Money, trying to grab the suspect and run him into the shadows, but Deshaun reacted instantly. Eyewitnesses say he shouted, "Not today, punk," and in a split second, Jamal was disarmed, leaving the suspect completely exposed. Fans on social media were losing it, with comments like, "Brooklyn don't play," and "This is insane," and fam, this is where the first major betrayal hits. Rico, who had flipped back in, reportedly released more footage online, claiming the suspect had been working with underground figures connected to other rap stars. This set the scene on fire. Fans started speculating that the suspect wasn't acting alone, that Pop Smoke's death might have been part of a larger, shadowy plot. Social media blew up with hashtags like #BrooklynExposed and #PopSmokeJustice. Some fans were celebrating, others were shocked, and a few were straight up terrified. Meanwhile, inside the crowd, emotions ran wild. Eyewitnesses say that some of Pop Smoke's diehard fans rushed forward, trying to confront the suspect directly. "We want justice," they screamed. Some were crying, some were shouting, and others were live-streaming everything like it was a rap reality show. Pop Smoke's family, reportedly watching from a safe distance, were torn between pride and fear. One family member was heard saying, "I just want this nightmare to end, but I also want the truth to come out." Now, here's where the story takes another shocking twist. Out of nowhere, a black SUV rolled up, and insiders say a mysterious figure jumped out. Nobody recognized him at first, but sources claim he had connections to both sides, the suspect and Pop Smoke's inner circle. According to eyewitnesses, he shouted, "Enough, this ends now," and suddenly the tension shifted. The street enforcers hesitated. The suspect froze. Even fans holding their phones seemed to pause in disbelief. The mysterious figure, reportedly named Cade, allegedly revealed that he had proof the suspect wasn't the mastermind behind Pop Smoke's death, that there were higher powers at play. Eyewitnesses say the suspect's knees almost gave out from relief, whispering, You're saying I didn't do it." But before anyone could react further, Deshaun reportedly slammed his hand down and said, "Irrelevant. You've been part of this mess, and Brooklyn don't let that slide." Fam, the energy was insane, loyalty, justice, and fear all colliding in one epic moment. As if that wasn't enough, another twist reportedly hit the scene. According to insiders, one of Pop Smoke's fans, a local rapper named Lil Tone, decided to step in. Eyewitnesses say he approached the suspect and shouted, "This is bigger than you, bigger than me. You think you can hide behind excuses?" Some say Lil Tone even threatened to expose every secret the suspect knew if he didn't cooperate. The crowd reportedly gasped. Fans online were commenting, "Lil Tone going in," and this just turned into full-on rap street warfare. Then the climax hit. The suspect, realizing he was trapped on all sides, reportedly dropped to the ground and started confessing, but not in the way people expected. He allegedly revealed some shocking truths, names of other players involved, details about underground feuds, and even hints that Pop Smoke's death might have been orchestrated by someone fans never suspected. Eyewitnesses say the crowd went silent as the words came out, like the city itself was holding its breath. But yo, fam, betrayal hit again. One of the crew members, who had seemed loyal all along, reportedly whispered to another, "We can't let him live with this info. He's too dangerous now." Eyewitnesses say Deshaun overheard it and shouted, "Yo, don't even think about it." A heated argument broke out on the street, fans screaming, cameras rolling, chaos everywhere. People were running, cars honking, the city vibrating with tension. And then the most insane twist of all. Reportedly, police finally arrived, but not in time to fully control the scene. Eyewitnesses say the suspect was caught in a standoff between street enforcers and law enforcement, cameras flashing, fans filming, and emotions hitting an all-time high. The suspect reportedly yelled, "I'll tell everything. Just don't let them hurt me." Deshaun reportedly replied, "Brooklyn already got what it wants. You ain't going anywhere tonight." Fam, imagine the tension, life and death, loyalty, betrayal, all unfolding on the streets of Brooklyn. At the same time, Pop Smoke's family reportedly made another statement, urging calm but also calling for justice. Some crew members, apparently moved by the family's words, reportedly backed down. Others weren't so forgiving. According to sources, a final showdown almost erupted before the suspect was finally restrained. Eyewitnesses say it looked like something out of a rap action movie, screaming, chaos, cameras everywhere. Fans online couldn't stop watching, with comments like, "This is nuts," and "Brooklyn streets really don't play." And here's the kicker, before the night ended, one final twist allegedly hit social media. A clip surfaced showing the suspect being escorted away, but whispers claimed he had a hidden phone with even more secrets. Some say this phone contained names of rappers, underground beefs, and even unverified confessions about Pop Smoke's case. Fans were shocked. Social media erupted again, trending hashtags like #HiddenSecrets and #BrooklynNeverForgets. Everyone was left wondering, is this the end or just the beginning? The city had witnessed chaos, loyalty shifts, shocking confessions, betrayals, and street-level drama, the likes of which New York had rarely seen. The suspect was captured, but the story wasn't over. Fans, social media, and even Pop Smoke's family were left questioning who could be trusted, what secrets were still hidden, and what would happen next. Emotions ran high, alliances shifted, and the streets remained tense, buzzing with speculation. Who will rise, who will fall, and will the streets of Brooklyn ever truly forget what went down that night? One thing's for sure, fam, this saga is far from over. Yo, fam, the streets were still buzzing the morning after that wild night, and is where the dust really starts to settle, or at least, it seems like it. Brooklyn woke up with a citywide hangover of chaos, confusion, and gossip. Eyewitnesses told us the scene outside the warehouse was still fresh in everyone's minds. The suspect captured, the crew tense, and the social media feeds exploding with clips, reactions, and theories. Fans are shocked, emotions are still raw, and Pop Smoke's family, they're officially divided. Some are relieved justice might finally be served, others terrified of the chaos that unfolded and the secrets that might still leak. The suspect, sources claim, was taken to a nearby precinct, but not before the drama got even juicier. Eyewitnesses say one of the street crew members, furious at T-Money's intervention allegedly slipped in a threat, whispering, "He talks, you all pay." Fam, the tension was unreal. Law enforcement reportedly had to separate multiple factions just to prevent an all-out brawl at the station. Fans watching online were losing it, flooding Twitter with messages like, "Brooklyn don't mess around," and this is bigger than I thought. And yo, the suspect's confession from the previous night. That's where really starts peeling back layers. According to insiders, he revealed shocking information implicating at least 3 other underground figures in Pop Smoke's death, names that no one expected. Eyewitnesses claim one of these names belonged to a relatively unknown rapper, but someone with serious ties to the city's rap scene. Fans are shocked. Some reacted with disbelief, others with outrage, and of course, social media blew up. There were memes, heated debates, and hashtags trending like number Pop Smoke secrets and number Brooklyn betrayal. But that's not all. Rumors also started swirling that the suspect had been planning to sell insider info to the highest bidder. Some street sources claim he had been in talks with a few underground rappers who wanted the dirt for clout, money, and leverage. Deshaun reportedly went ballistic when he heard this. Eyewitnesses say he shouted, "You think we don't see through you? Brooklyn don't forget and Brooklyn don't forgive." Emotions ran high, fans were crying and cheering, and the family reportedly doubled down on their plea for calm, though some members admitted privately they were secretly terrified for what might come next. Now here's where it gets extra messy. According to sources, the suspect had a hidden phone. Remember that from reports say law enforcement and T-Money's team managed to get it, and the contents allegedly included texts, voice notes, and even videos exposing multiple underground beefs. Fam, this was the digital Pandora's box everyone feared. Insiders claim it even mentioned plans for future attacks, potential leaks about rap beefs, and other dangerous secrets. Fans online were reacting with a mix of excitement and fear, commenting, "Is nobody safe? And this is bigger than the streets thought." Meanwhile, Brooklyn streets weren't cooling down. Sources say a few of the suspect's allies tried to regroup, plotting to free him or at least create chaos. But the social media explosion and the city's watchful eyes apparently forced them to stay quiet. Rumors spread like wildfire. Some claimed the suspect's escape might still happen. Others speculated that a hidden crew was planning a revenge hit. The city was tense, emotions ran high, and fans were glued to their phones. And yo, the family drama continued too. Eyewitnesses say Pop Smoke's relatives were arguing internally over how to respond publicly. One camp reportedly wanted a full media blackout, while another insisted on exposing the truth. Fam, the emotions ran wild. They were fighting grief, fear, and the pressure of the streets at the same time. According to sources, one family member even told an insider, "I can't believe it's come to this, justice or chaos. I don't know which is worse." Then comes the next shocking twist. According to insiders, a video clip surfaced from one of the suspect's own allies showing him meeting secretly with a mysterious figure before the warehouse showdown. Eyewitnesses say the footage hinted that the suspect might have been manipulated, used as a pawn in a larger scheme. Social media went crazy. Fans were shocked, asking, "Who's really behind this? And is Pop Smoke's death deeper than we thought?" Conspiracy theories were flying, some claiming that even well-known figures in the industry might be involved. Meanwhile, the suspect reportedly tried to cooperate fully with law enforcement, giving detailed accounts of his knowledge. Eyewitnesses say his demeanor shifted from panic to calculated cooperation, but trust was fragile. Some street crew members still wanted revenge despite his cooperation, while others realized that letting the law handle it might be the only way to avoid more chaos. Emotions ran high, some crying, some angry, some relieved, and fans were on edge waiting for updates. And yo, the media explosion was unreal. Clips from the warehouse showdown, the suspect's confessions, and the leaked phone contents were all over social media. Some news outlets sensationalized it even further, claiming the city was on the brink of an all-out war. Memes, debates, and heated fan reactions dominated every platform. Eyewitnesses say fans were both celebrating and fearing the fallout. Comments like, "Brooklyn never forgets, but this is too much," and "Pop Smoke's legacy is bigger than any street beef" were everywhere. By midweek, sources say law enforcement and T-Money's crew had finally stabilized the situation. The suspect was formally charged, but the drama wasn't over. Insiders claim he hinted that he still had more secrets to reveal, potentially implicating people outside Brooklyn, even beyond the rap scene. Fans online were stunned. The story that started as a street-level showdown was now becoming a multi-layered scandal threatening reputations and stirring citywide tension. And fam, the streets didn't stay quiet. Eyewitnesses report that Brooklyn crews were still debating what to do next, some pushing for violent retaliation, others insisting on letting the law handle it. The emotional conflict was real. Fear, loyalty, grief, and anger mixed in a volatile cocktail. Social media was blowing up with posts like, "What happens if he talks?" and "This could end careers." Even celebrities and rappers were reportedly reacting behind the scenes, though no public statements had been made. Then comes one last dramatic twist. Insiders claim the suspect allegedly smuggled one final piece of evidence, a recorded confession naming names that he planned to release to the media. Law enforcement reportedly intercepted it, but some of the street crew allegedly got a peek. Eyewitnesses say emotions ran higher than ever, with shouting, crying, and even some fans breaking down on the streets. Some reportedly screamed, "This is for Pop Smoke," while others begged, "Stop the madness." The city was in a tense standstill. The suspect was officially in custody. Pop Smoke's family was emotionally torn, social media was ablaze, and street crews were carefully watching every move. Fans are still shocked, emotions ran high, and the legacy of Pop Smoke's tragic death seemed more complicated than anyone ever imagined. Brooklyn had witnessed chaos, betrayal, street justice, shocking confessions, and drama that will be talked about for years. And yo, fam, that's where the story sits right now. The suspect is in custody, but secrets, betrayals, and conspiracy theories are still floating around. Will the streets finally calm down? Will more shocking truths come out? Fans are glued to their phones, speculating and debating every new detail. Emotions ran high, loyalties were tested, and the city is buzzing like never before. One thing is certain, the drama isn't over, not even close. Yo, fam, what a wild ride this has been. From the corner deli to the warehouse showdown and now into the streets buzzing with secrets and chaos, the saga of Pop Smoke's alleged killer has kept Brooklyn and the world on edge. The suspect is officially in custody, but let's be real, the story isn't over. New evidence, leaked videos, and shocking confessions have left fans questioning loyalties, uncovering hidden players, and wondering who might be next. Emotions ran high the entire time, fear, anger, grief, and even moments of relief. But one thing is clear, the streets of Brooklyn are never silent, and Pop Smoke's legacy continues to shake the city. Fans are shocked, some are celebrating what they see as street justice, and others are worried this could spark more drama. The family remains divided, social media is still blowing up with theories, and the underground rap scene, well, let's just say tensions are thicker than ever. There are questions no one has answers to yet. Will more names be revealed? Who is really pulling the strings behind the scenes? And will justice finally catch up to everyone involved? Now, fam, we need your thoughts. What do you think about this entire saga? Was justice served, or is this just the beginning of a bigger story? Drop your opinions in the comments, tag your friends, and let the discussion explode. Smash that like button if you're still shook from this drama, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter in the Brooklyn Street saga. Hit the bell too, because trust me, the moment anything new drops, videos, confessions, or street drama, you'll want to be the first to know. Brooklyn never forgets, and neither do we. Stay tuned, fam.